0, 1. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
Bye, crypto bro.
What's going on, crypto world? It's that guy again, Ball Deep Crypto, coming at you with another SHX piece. This one's a little bit off the radar. I happen to be just kind of going through, seeing my man up here, Lausanne, shorting Babylon. Shout out to him at Lausanne. He's the one who put me onto this. Now, you know how your guy does. But let's first start off and say Baldy Crypto is not a financial advisor. He's just a guy talking to a computer about things that interest him, which are boring the most, but this is definitely not financial advice. Your money is your money. Do what you want to do with it. I'm just telling you what I'm doing with mine. Now let's get into it. As you can see here, he has a post from August 26 stating, does anyone know what this is? USDCXM. He put a link on there from the Stellar Explorer. And obviously you've got some serious activity here, 2.7 trillion, a type of euro dollar, stable coin. Somebody put strong SHX, typed in the usual suspects, just some guy. As you can see, some people were kind of just going in on it. So I had just seen this tagged into the actually build on Stellar, and then it obviously drew me into this. So, I mean, let's take a look. This is the Stellar expert page for USDCXM. A lot of activity, a lot of accounts, a lot of, invoke contracts, everything else. Obviously, RTVR is the Soroban contract, as it states up here. As you can see, RTVR up in the corner. Now, as you can see underneath it, the asset was issued by the wallet ending with G2MN. All right, let's go over there and see what's going on with that wallet, right? Because that's what we do here. Little diving, little digging, a lot of boring-ass crap. But this is just, what I do. So, as you can see down here, a lot of technical code, a lot of everything else, yada, yada, yada. So, what is this? Okay, so as you can see, who created this account? G2MN. It was created by ZNSR. You see that in the bottom left corner, right? On 8/14. So that gives us a basis. Okay, so let's go over there. Now, where is that one? There it is. GZNSR. We just saw that there, right? Go back down here again. ZNSR. Okay. Now let's go here again, okay? So you can see this one ending in OX2H, right? It's got only 11 payments, created on 8/14. Let's scroll down here to the bottom. What in the hell is this thing, right? As you can see, fraction of a cent was created for a transaction charge, and OX2H created CLU5 with a balance of 89,949,949,900. Now this is a test, so these aren't actual ownership of XLM as far as I was able to tell. It's just for testing purposes, but there's obviously a lot. Then you see E2YA with 50 billion, or is that's 50 million, sorry. And then up here you've got ZNSR from OX2H, right? Created on the 14th with 10 billion XLM for testing. So we've got that basis down there. We see it, right? You see the connecting. You see it connecting. Now here's the CLU5 that we just talked about. This one had it deposited, but it's pretty much just got a couple of small things in it, but it's basically got the same thing down here, showing that OX2 created it. It's got a trust line set for test, as you can see down here. So that's kind of where we're going with it. It's obviously got the ZNSCR, which we're getting to. Now, here is the ZNSR, obviously created by OX2. Now this is all a trail from the original wallet over here. USDCXM. That's where we're at, right? We traced it. You heard it. You seen it. That's the way it went. Okay. So as you can see here, just a bunch of accounts. 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, which they talk about in that thread. Now what we come down here is we can see CAR, right? So if we want to open it, we just like, okay, let's open this thing and see what it does, right? So we just come over here and see. Now, look at all of these different things. You've got XLM, you've got CADL, you've got EURL, you've got GBPL, you've got Japan, right? JPYL, which somebody's been in Japan lately, right? Stronghold. You've got LTN, you've got PDM, you've got USDC, and you've got USDL. So as you can see, they've got the test. They're running them all. See, as you can see, sent 50,000, CADL, UAR, which we just talked about. Boom. You've got a trust line established for EURL, trust line established. Now these are all tests, right? Okay. So let's go back over here. And so that's basically what we're looking at here, right? So you can see that, right? Well, this address is important, but let's get through the rest of this real quick. Now, the TEUU, you come down here, obviously. Who was it created by? ZNSR. Do you see it? It's right there. So we'll come down here. What do we have? EURL, CDAL, GBDL, right? PDM, USDL, ATN. Okay, so there we are with that. Now we go over here, we've got created by ZNSR, correct? We come down here, what do we see? Contract invoked for book, write message, good day to you all, Protocol 23, bringing the thunder, Soroban, Protocol 23. You know we talk about it, it's good to see it. Now down here, I don't know what Scooby-Doo token is, never mind. As you can see, constructor, looks like they're doing a lot of testing, a lot of merge, a lot of tokens, a lot of, maybe that's it. Who knows what that's for? Obviously, we just talked about CAR. Now, let's go over here and let's see. ZNSR, correct? Sony. I don't know what Sony is. I don't know if that's like Sony Record, Sony the, you know, the electronics. No clue what Sony is, but it's another test coin that I was able to find, just kind of dive in a little. I didn't go so deep because, I mean, there's 200,000 transactions on there. So I was like, I went about as deep as I could get. But as you can see here, now we go to this wallet, again, ZNSR, right? It's got XLM, it's got Bitcoin, it's got Ethereum, it's got USDC, it's got USDT, right? As you can see, boom, 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 on and on and on. Agua, remove trust line to Agua. Shout out to Agua. There we go, Agua. So as you can see, this is all testnet. This is all being run on Soroban, smart contracts, everything else. I promise you there's a point to this. Now, XLM, Agua, BTC, Ethereum, you know, on and on and on. Again, this is DKCY, you know. But DKCY, look at down here. ZNSR sent 10,000 from there. Boom. As you can see on the 28th. See it? So it's all connected. And we come over here. Now this is ZNSR. We've got XLM. We've got Flutter and SDK in here. As you can see, trust line set up. Trust line set up. Now we've got, again, ZNSR. What do we have in here? What is this? Invoked contract, initialize Lumens, XLM. Invoke contract, initialize Ripple, XRP. Invoke contract, initialize USD coin, USDC. And initialize RWA assets. You see that? Ripple. XLM. USDC. Who works on them all? Who bridges them all? Stronghold SHX, people. Did you see it? Now, let's do like we always do. Let's dive a little deeper. All right, people. So as you can see, we dug a little bit, right? And what did we find out? Remember that number we keep talking about, ZNSR. Now, I typed it into Grok, and here's what Grok said. It said, is a valid Stellar public key and account address on the Stellar testnet, not the mainnet, which is commonly used for development and testing purposes, including smart contract experiments on Soroban, Stellar's Rust-based platform for scalable, low-cost smart contracts. This address doesn't appear to be tied to any public mainnet activity or known entities directly. They are running tests, but it surfaces in a specific context that aligns with ongoing speculation about X Money, X's planned payment system, formerly Twitter Payments, conducting back-end tests on Stellar. So this could be X Money. This could be a number of different things. But my question to them was, because, obviously in that thread that I was reading, they were saying, oh, it ties back to X Money. But here was the key thing. On April 17, 2025, a transaction on the Stellar testnet, and it gives the hash, funded this address with a substantial amount of testnet XLM, Stellar's native token, often used to simulate real value transfers in dev environments. So that's why you see the volume. Now the source, the transaction originated from a Stronghold associated account. Stronghold is a Stellar ecosystem partner specializing in payment APIs and fiat to crypto rails. Booyah, people! That's what I'm talking about. Destination. This exact address received the bulk of the XLM, described in community discussions as a whole lot. Shout out to Lausanne and the rest of you. Nice work. Likely millions of testnet XLM to enable extensive testing without cost restrictions. Constraints. Now the purpose indicators. Now no explicit memo was attached, but the timing and scale suggests funding for high volume simulations, such as stress testing payment flows or deploying Soroban contracts for features like instant settlements or tokenization. There we go. We love to hear those words, people. Now, Stronghold publicly highlighted the transaction with an eyes emoji, implying it was noteworthy, possibly a signal to developers or partners watching for test activity. Stronghold has long integrated with Stellar for real-time payments and has been rumored in fintech circles to support enterprise pilots, including those potentially linked to X. So there we go. So now we do have the potential for X here. Again, this is all speculation, people. But what isn't speculation is the fact that this wallet and this testnet is linked to Stronghold. Can't hide the numbers. So we got the basis of that, right? Now, what is Stronghold doing? So we asked, what is Stronghold potentially doing? I said connection to the test for U.S. payment initiative, not a specific country. Now it says the April 17th testnet funding via Stronghold to that address doesn't trace to a foreign country in Q1 records. Stronghold's orbit was firmly U.S. focused with no mentions of international pilots beyond vague global goals. Instead, it aligns with prep for Nacha's Smarter, Faster Payments 2025 event, held late April, early May 2025 in New Orleans, where Stronghold was a gold sponsor alongside giants like Bank of America and JP Morgan. People, who do we know is a preferred partner of Nacha? Now what? This annual Nacha, National Automated Clearinghouse Association Conference, spotlights ACH modernization, faster settlements, fraud prevention, ISO 222 adoption, and real-time payments. It's not a country, but a U.S. non-profit industry body processing $72 trillion annually via 10,000 plus institutions. People, this is beautiful news. The 2025 edition emphasized smarter tech like AI and blockchain for secure, low-cost rails, mirroring Soroban's strength, Rust-based contracts. And what just came online? Come on, people. Now, why Q1 tie-ins? January through March governance, CPF efforts were explicitly geared towards next-gen payment demos. Stronghold's sponsorship announced pre-event included backing the Fighting Fraud Across the Globe panel, where they showcased blockchain for real-time monitoring and compliance. The testnet funding, right before the event, likely simulated Soroban contracts for ACH-like flows, instant settlements, tokenization of payments data, as we saw, RWA, instant payments. Now, community post from late March hype Stronghold's selection for Smarter, Faster Payments 2025, tying it to SHX utility and fraud-resilient systems. No direct test run leaks, but Stellar testnets are standard for such enterprise dry runs, especially with Stronghold's history of IBM WorldWire pilots. Now, I said, who do I think it's for? Stronghold's role as a partner. Now, Nacha, primary entity, they say, is Nacha, ACH ecosystem. This isn't for one country, but a U.S. consortium. Nacho fits as the lead, Stronghold's preferred partner since 2024 for ACH enhancements. The test likely prototype SHX, Stronghold's integration for same-day ACH are FedNow bridges. As we know, the FedNow does what? $4 trillion a day in cross-border settlements. Demoed at the event in 1K plus attendees, banks and fintechs, 1,000 plus people. Why? Q1 docs stress data smarter via ISO 222, which is fully in effect when? November 2025. So it makes sense that they'd be rolling out this testnet right about now, especially after the Soroban Protocol 23 launch. As you saw in that one, Protocol 23 is kicking. Come on now. Bruh. And the event's fraud panel discussed overlaps with Stronghold's AI blockchain tools, which we talked about the other day with AI and how they're integrated with probably running it. This is dotting the T's, or crossing the T's and dotting the I's, people. Now, possible broader players could be banks like JP Morgan and B of A. They were co-sponsors. Could be testing cross-border ACH via Stellar for efficiency, reducing 20 trillion plus of annual friction. X Money, of course, is a speculative tie. Loose fit, all U.S. licenses, mid-2025, and Russ Soroban nods. Musk Gordon Russ handle suggest overlap, but no Q1 evidence. If involved, it'd be a Stripe/PayPal or PayPal alumni at X using Stronghold APIs for micropayment tests. Not a foreign entity. No Japan, Korea, Pacific hints in Q1. Those ramp later. Obviously, they didn't come till after the fact this had already started. Now, the purpose would be high volume Soroban simulations and real-time payments and fraud scenarios, tokenizing ACH data for instant verification, earning SHX rewards, or governance voted escrow. The goal would be to push cash-like experiences, fast, cheap interoperability to win enterprise adoption, aligning with Stronghold Net's 2025 vision. Now, Stronghold is a partner. They're the Rails provider supplying APIs, which we know Tammy Camp builds those APIs. Ask Walmart, ask YouTube, or ask, eBay for their international shipping, and on and on. Come on, shout out to Sean Bennett as well. I love me some SHX. You already know that, not financial advice. SHX incentives and Stellar integration for compliant scalable tests. As Nacha preferred partner, they bridge fiat and crypto, handling $81+ trillion of ACH volumes with a 3 to 5% annual increase, people. With blockchain upsides, 3 to 5 second settlements versus days, this positions SHX as the utility token for fees, rewards, not just speculation. In short, this test breadcrumbs a U.S.-driven push for ACH 2.0, with Stronghold as the blockchain enabler. It's enterprise-grade prep, not retail hype. Watch for post-events from the address for contract deploys. If it's X Money, it'll be a stealth layer, otherwise pure Nacha momentum. Got any more angles to chase? I do, actually. So then I asked it again, do we have any additional entities tied to Stronghold for the April 2025 testnet funding? As you can see here, obviously, we've got the Nachos Smarter Faster Payments 2025 event, which we've discussed already. Now, Stronghold didn't publicly detail the exact Wallace's purpose beyond a cryptic eyes, but patterns in the announcement and ecosystem post point to collaborative testing rather than isolated internal work. Here, who else it could be tied to. Rather, by likelihood, with Stronghold's role as the API rail provider. God, I love these. Love me some SHX. Uphold, as we also know, which came out with what? For institutions and high net value customers, not for us peons. You'll eat cake and like it, people. Peons, I'm part of you, sorry. I'm part of the peon squad. Shout out to the peons. I'm poor. Anyways, Uphold. Highest alternative likelihood. It's got institutional SHX onboarding tests. Stronghold announced a partnership with Uphold in early 2025 to give institutional clients, hedge funds, and exchanges direct access to SHX for CFI and DeFi bridging. This rolled out around March and April, emphasizing compliant tokenization and liquidity pools, perfect for Soroban prototypes. Now, these are all things that it could potentially be besides Nacha. So, there's a lot here. This is nice, people. This is shout out, Lausanne, man, my guy. Or girl, I don't know, whatever you are. Shout out to you. Good find. All right, the funding scale, millions of testnet XLM, fits stress testing institutional flows like escrow or rewards ahead of mainnet listings. Now, tie to test. Uphold's custody tools and Stronghold's APIs could simulate SHX-powered treasuries for banks, aligning with Stronghold's May 2025 escrow testing teases. Now, no direct tech transaction link, but Uphold's Stellar integrations with USDC make it a natural fit for cross-chain pilots. Stronghold's role will be a liquidity enabler, SHX as a utility token for fees and governance in Uphold's ecosystem. Now, number 2 could be the Payments Innovation Alliance, the PIA. It's the broader ACH modernization group, strong U.S. fintech. Now, why? In March 2025, Stronghold joined and highlighted PIA efforts for text-fast money movement, integrating legacy ACH with blockchain. Now, this nonprofit, backed by 100-plus fintechs and banks, focuses on real-time payment pilots, mirroring the test timing and Soroban speed, 3 to 5 transactions, second 5 transactions. Now, their work overlaps with Nacha, but extends to Fed Now bridges and fraud AI, key Stronghold themes. Fed Now people, as we already know, they're on that list as well. ISO 222, Fed Now, ACH, Stronghold moves in silence, but they are not messing around, people, in my opinion. Now, the wallet could fund Soroban contracts for PIA demos like tokenizing payment data for instant verification. Stronghold's video breaks down from March explicitly calls out their alliance for making payments a reality. Now, Stronghold's role as a tech integrator, providing SHX incentives for PIA members to adopt blockchain rails, targeting the 72+ trillion ACH volumes with the 3 to 5% increase, people. Now, also, as we know, IBM, WorldWire, which they used Stronghold on their testnet back in, 2019, so they've got that relationship already. Stronghold has been involved with them. Now, Stronghold's long-standing IBM tie via WorldWire for cross-border settlements ramped up in Q1 2025 with ISO 222 pilots. Now, IBM's blockchain expertise complements Soroban's Rust efficiency for hybrid systems, mainframe to ledger syncing. April's timing matches IBM's fintech roadmaps for data smarter payments. Yeah, it looks like they're coming back around now. Just had to let everything kind of get ready for where they were earlier. I think they were early on that. Now, likely a back-end SIM for IBM clients, banks like BNY Mellon, testing SHX and supply chain finance or treasury. Community speculation ties this to Stellar's institutional push, including NASDAQ and Coinbase overlaps. Now, Stronghold's role could be a bridge builder, leveraging IBM's Hyperledger. For Hyperledger, shout out to them. We've done a video for compliant, scalable Soroban deploys. Now, everybody's favorite also ties in also with XLM, which they always talk about how they're going to potentially work together. We've got everybody's favorite in here, Ripple. Shout out to them. Shout out to XRP. Shout out to that army. Now, Stellar's ecosystem overlaps. Obviously, speculative cross-ledger testing. Now, recent 2025 updates from Stronghold deepening Ripple collabs for ODL on-demand liquidity enhancements, while their core is Stellar native. Shout out to Stellar. This could test interoperability, XRP, SHX bridges on Soroban. Love me some Soroban. Sorry, my cat's getting crazy. For global remittances, especially post-2024 Ripple Stellar reconciliations. Now, the transaction Stronghold origin plus Stellar testnet scream ecosystem stress test, possibly with Ripple's enterprise clients, e.g. MoneyGram. Less direct than U.S. groups, but fits global fraud fighting from Stronghold's Nacha panels. Stronghold's role will be a neutral rail, SHX, as a shared utility for Ripple and Stellar hybrid flows. We've all long assumed that, like I said, SHX is beautiful. It can work with Ripple. It can work with Stellar. It is an all-in-one shop, and I believe they will. I believe they will work together, and I believe Soroban will be something that Ripple will lean on as well. I believe Soroban is a game changer. Now, of course, we'll get to the less likely but worth watching. Obviously, Stripe, looser speculation. Stellar's ties with a 2014 investment. They own 2% of Stellar XLM, which we know. Also, with the USDC payouts plus Stronghold's payment APIs make it plausible for micropayment pilots, but no Q1 April evidence. Rusk nod adds flavor, but this feels more X-Money adjacent. Now, internal Stronghold net dev, which is a fallback. If not collaborative, it's prep for their May 2025 escrow testing begins and a teased Soroban contract deploy, Public Explorer, link shared on May 8th. Still, the public funding scale suggests a partner showcase. Overall, these lean U.S. enterprise, no country specific like Japan or Korea yet, those hit in the summer. The test breadcrumbs Stronghold's pivot to equity SHX ecosystem via grants and regs with partners like these accelerating adoption. If it's uphold or PIA, expect SHX listings or volume spike soon. For deeper dives, share a specific angle. So people, what do you think? This is all speculative and everything else, but we definitely know it ties to Stronghold. So this wallet that everybody's asking about, Stronghold SHX. This is a great thing. I'm a big believer in Stronghold SHX, and I was happy to find this tie. So if you got anything to add, throw it in the comments. Love to hear from you. Anybody else got any information on it? Like I said, I'm just a rube, just doing research, looking at boring things because I'm a boring person. But again, sorry if I sound a little excited about this. I was really excited about seeing this and finding that it was actually like, hell yeah, this is it. This is cool. But I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Of course, time is money, and you gave me your time, so I appreciate that. I really do. All 100 of you and a few people that watch my videos, shout out to you. I never expected to even have that many, like I always say. So I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And on that note, I'm going to let it go. This is a freaking long one. I try to make them shorter now, but this one just had to be long. I apologize. But like I always say, chase a check, never chase a bit.